Homophobia is bad. I know, crazy take. I can't believe I started off a video saying something so controversial. But, I needed a strong hook. But sometimes it is so bizarre that it's almost funny. So instead of talking about all the sad homophobia I've experienced, like being called slurs or whatever, I'm going to talk about the incidents that were so absurd to me that I found them funny. Like this one time in 11th grade, we were all sitting in class and the teacher was giving a lecture, and the entire class was completely quiet, just listening to him. Then this guy comes in late, carrying a speaker in one of those rainbow IKEA bags. And so naturally, in this completely silent classroom, in the middle of a lecture, his friend jumps up from her seat, stretches her arm out and points at him, and starts laughing in the most high-pitched cackling I've ever heard. It sounded very forced, by the way. She went, I'm sorry for your ears. Then she pulled out her phone while still laughing and pointing and started recording him because he had a bag with colors on it. Hilarious. Then the guy took his seat, which was next to the girl, and was like, "Oh, shut up, it's the only bag I had that fit the speaker, blah, 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 blah." Then the girl grabbed the bag, took the speaker out, and turned the bag inside out because the inside of the bag was white. And then she put the speaker back into the bag and handed it to the guy. Inside out. Like, how are you not embarrassed? And I feel like even if you were homophobic, which unsubscribe if you are, and agreed with her actions, would you not at least cringe at the fact that you, a 17-year-old, did this in a silent classroom while the teacher was giving a lecture? And I thought I lacked social awareness. If I did that, I'd cringe myself to sleep every night. And honestly, that's my way of coping. The hope that one day these types of people will grow up and cringe at themselves makes me feel better. But will that actually happen? Probably not. But in my head canon it does, and that makes me happy. Unfortunately though, I've seen grown adults act just as absurdly. Like this one time, I was at a public library minding my own business. And this was right after Pride was over, so the library had taken down all the Pride decorations. But I guess they had forgotten this one maybe A4-sized Pride flag that was pretty hidden in a bush next to the front desk. And so this 35-year-old man comes in, and just like anyone would in this situation, shouts, "Isn't Pride over?" Then this fully grown man lunges himself at the bush, making the front desk girl jump, and basically swims in it to grab the flag. Then he starts stomping around the library like an angry toddler, all while trying to rip the flag apart and screaming at the top of his lungs about how this is a sin and about God and how this shouldn't be displayed at a library. Then the security guards came and took him away. Lol. But if you want actual change to happen, I'm sure that there are more effective ways to communicate your disdain for libraries displaying pride flags, other than yelling at some 17-year-old summer employee who was sitting at the front desk at the time. And also, if your big stand against the lgbtq agenda involves sticking a flag out of a shrub and yelling at a teenager, maybe take a moment to reassess. Also, my guy, your actions are a textbook example of why these flags are still necessary. Anyway, speaking of people not quite getting it, let's transition back to high school. In 10th grade, I cut my hair short, ear length, and people started referring to me as it. Not she, her, not they, them, not he, him. It. Because I had short hair. Okay, whatever. Predictable insult. But what annoyed me was that these were the same people who argued that it's so hard to use different pronouns for someone that doesn't align with their sex. As if they didn't start using different pronouns for me overnight. But then again, I don't think transphobes are exactly known for their self-awareness skills. There was also this one group of kids who would constantly ask teachers how many genders there were or what they thought of gay people. Like those annoying TikTok street interviewers, but worse, because I can't scroll away and now I'm stuck listening to this conversation. And they would start debating trans people's existence with the teachers. Like, do you not think about anything else? Pick up a hobby, my guy. This is 9 a.m. math class. Where did this conversation topic even come from? Now, I never personally heard anyone call me a slur directly, but I did overhear people referring to the other stereotypically looking queer people as slurs when they weren't around. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they referred to me as well. So, ignorance is bliss, I guess. Except this one time, some guy I'd never talked to, and probably was like a freshman or something, came up to me in the hallway and asked me, "Are you a F slur?" I'm not going to say the slur. He said the slur. To which I said, "No, I'm a D slur. 'Cause I'm just so funny like that." He looked really confused, and then he just left. So, I think I won that conversation. Okay, so this video has been pretty negative so far, so I want to end on a more positive note. Okay, this next story isn't homophobic or anything, just a bit odd, but also kind of wholesome. So one time I was at a library again, a different one though, and sitting at a table on my laptop. And just for context, I don't really wear anything that would obviously indicate that I'm queer. No pride pins or bracelets or anything like that. I do have short hair though, and I guess I dress more masculine and wear a carabiner. So like a gay person, no. But I don't know about straight people. I mean, maybe, who knows, whatever. Anyway, I'm on my laptop, and completely unprompted, this old lady comes up to me and starts telling me about this memoir or biography she read of some lesbian celebrity. I don't remember who it was. And she starts explaining how she thought gay love was so beautiful and strong and passionate. And I'm just kind of smiling and nodding along, wondering why she was telling me all this. But she rambles on for a while and then says, "Sorry for taking up your time," and then just leaves. And yeah, it was a bit odd for her to do that unprompted. But at the end of the day, I thought it was kind of sweet. It was clear how passionate she was about it. Like, her eyes visibly lit up while talking about it. And it was some 70 or 80-year-old. So I thought it was kind of sweet. I hope that made this video a little less sad. And you know what would make me less sad? If you subscribed. Okay, I feel like that sounds a bit guilt-baiting. Is that a word? No, whatever. Also, if you have any stories to share, happy or sad, I'd be happy to read them. So comment below, because my life is boring and I need your stories to keep me entertained. Okay, thank you for watching, and make sure to stay safe, everyone. Bye!